In today's biased news, Armenia and Azerbaijan put down their guns, more hypocrisy from Israel as they continue their genocide, and a path to peace for Yemen. Ethnic Armenian forces in Nagorno-Karabakh have accepted a ceasefire proposal put forth by Russia, a move that comes just one day after Azerbaijan launched a military offensive with the aim of asserting control over this fiercely disputed enclave. The ceasefire agreement, slated to take effect at 1 p.m. local time on Wednesday, has been confirmed by both the Armenian forces and Azerbaijan's Ministry of Defense. Additionally, the office of Azerbaijan's president separately acknowledged talks with Armenian fighters regarding the reintegration of Nagorno-Karabakh, scheduled to occur on Thursday. Russia's Ministry of Defense has also endorsed the ceasefire accord, indicating that it'll be implemented in coordination with the Russian peacekeeping troops stationed in the region. As part of this agreement, it's been reported by Russia's Interfax news agency that the remaining units of the Armenian army will withdraw from the contested region, and Karabakh fighters will be required to surrender their weapons. The actual implementation of these provisions remains uncertain, with Armenia maintaining that it has not stationed troops in the region since August 2021. Nagorno-Karabakh, despite being internationally recognized as part of Azerbaijan, boasts a population of approximately 120,000 people, the majority of whom are ethnically Armenian. This territory has its own self-governing administration, which has historically maintained close ties with neighboring Armenia. However, it has not received official recognition from Armenia or other UN member states. Azerbaijan initiated its military operation on Tuesday, in response to attacks it claims to have suffered from the mountainous region. Notably, Azerbaijan had blockaded Nagorno-Karabakh for a period of 9 months. The consequences of this military operation were evident in the streets of the regional capital, where significant damage was observed, including shattered shop windows and vehicles punctured by shrapnel. There were also reports of dozens of casualties. On Wednesday, ethnic Armenian forces stated that Azerbaijani troops had successfully breached their lines and seized strategic heights and road junctions. This prompted the ethnic Armenian forces to declare that measures taken by the international community to end the conflict and resolve the situation were insufficient. In light of this, they accepted the proposal for a ceasefire from the command of the Russian peacekeeping contingent. This region in the South Caucasus has been a subject of contention between Azerbaijan and Armenia for several decades, leading to 2 wars since the illegal dissolution of the Soviet Union in the early 1990s. The second conflict, which occurred in 2020, resulted in Azerbaijan reclaiming areas in and around Nagorno-Karabakh following a 44-day offensive. In the last 24 hours, Israeli forces have been involved in several incidents in the occupied territories. They conducted a raid in the Jenin refugee camp, resulting in 4 Palestinian deaths and numerous injuries. They killed another in Jericho. In the Gaza Strip, Israeli forces shot and killed another Palestinian near the Gaza-Israel fence, though details remain limited. Additionally, Israel's closure of a critical crossing has left thousands of Palestinian workers without access to their jobs. Tensions have escalated due to Israeli provocations, including the presence of far-right Jewish activists at the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem. Meanwhile, at the UN General Assembly, the Israeli ambassador had the gall to protest Iran's treatment of Muslim women. While the rational observer can rightly criticize Iran, for Israel to be the messenger is patently absurd, as the military occupation maintains the largest open-air prison in the world, and the Israeli project remains the complete genocide of the Palestinian people. On the first day of the UN General Assembly, motorcades and barricades filled Midtown Manhattan as top dignitaries gathered. The UN Secretary-General opened the session with a focus on geopolitical tensions related to the war in Ukraine. High-profile leaders, including President Joe Biden, Turkish President Erdogan, Ukrainian President Zelensky, and Iranian President Raisi delivered speeches. On day 2, we can expect a UN Security Council meeting on Ukraine, where Zelensky and Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov will be in the same room for the first time in 2 years. In today's lightning round, today, Spain's parliament allowed the use of 3 minority languages, Catalan, Basque, and Galician, severely upsetting the country's far right, who have long railed against these, quote, communist minorities. Erdogan supported Azerbaijan, Turkey's brother nation, in their attack and seizing of the contested Nagorno-Karabakh region. The German president has expressed that their country is encountering challenges in accommodating additional migrants, and stressed the need for distribution of the so-called migrant burden across Europe. And finally, Putin held a meeting with China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi for discussions in St. Petersburg. Wang is on a 4-day tour of Russia, seeking to deepen ties and discuss arrangements prior to Putin's landmark visit to China in October. And to end with some positive news, a Houthi delegation, backed by Iran, returned to Yemen after talks in Saudi Arabia. Riyadh praised the positive results of the negotiations aimed at ending Yemen's long-standing conflict. During the talks, the Houthi rebels presented demands, including salary payments for their civil servants and the release of Houthi prisoners. Saudi Arabia welcomed the discussions and expressed support for Yemen's peace process. Although the talks were described as serious and positive, specific achievements were not mentioned. The Yemen conflict began in 2014, leading to a devastating humanitarian crisis, and both sides have recently taken steps towards peace, with Saudi Arabia expressing a desire to exit the war. That's all for today. We'll be back day after tomorrow with more news. If you'd like to see longer episodes with more in-depth analysis, consider becoming a patron so we can grow and expand.